Rentschler in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Hope everyone's having a nice Thursday afternoon. Wanted to introduce you today to a brand new segment we're debuting here in the streaming studio again, and that's with the Lincoln Transportation Utilities District again. Hopefully going to chat with them about once a month to kind of just hear what's kind of been happening and what's going on in and around the Lincoln area. And so super excited today to have actually the director of LTU join us, and that's Liz Elliot. She joins us in the 1011 Now streaming studio. Liz, thank you so much for jumping on and joining us today. How are you doing on this Thursday?
I'm great, enjoying the beautiful fall weather, and thank you, Bill, for inviting me to participate.
Absolutely. Happy to have you. So one of the things I found out, Liz, while getting ready for this segment, I did not know, but LTU is actually the largest department within the city of Lincoln. It makes sense now that someone's told me, but I didn't know that. You guys are the biggest.
We are the biggest. We have nearly 600 employees, but the work that we do impacts every corner of your life. So, like you said, once you kind of think about all the work that we do, it's not a surprise we're the largest, but it's an exciting group to be part of.
And it's not just roads. You guys are doing everything from roads, bus routes with Star Train and everything like that, to, you guys were doing the water conservation this last summer during the drought.
We are. We actually have 11 divisions within LTU. So we do everything from providing the community safe drinking water to treating that water once it goes flushed down your toilet, to flood prevention, managing trash and waste, providing the public transit, like you mentioned, including bikes and scooters, and all things transportation.
That's a lot of moving parts for you to try and keep track of, Liz. Can
It
you
is, but our goal is to keep everyone moving forward.
absolutely 100%? Can you kind of tell me a little bit about how you came to be in this position with LTU?
My path to LTU has been both unique and rewarding. It really is the result of a journey that my legal passion for public service and genuine love for the essential services that a city provides to me. I began here by attending law school, and then I practiced law for nearly 2 decades. I've always been drawn to the world of public service and the critical role, especially that city government plays in the lives of its residents. So, as a result, my first 10 years of my career was in the public defender's office. And then in 2014, I moved to the city attorney's office. And about 3.5 years ago, I started the role I'm in here today. And so it was really during my tenure at the city attorney's office that I had the privilege to work closely with the LTU team. And their dedication and professionalism and the vital role that they played here ensuring the city's infrastructure and services ran smoothly was just a team that I was drawn to. And so when the opportunity came up to lead the team, I saw it as a chance to be a part of a remarkable team and make a meaningful contribution to our community. So it's been an honor to work with this team the last 3.5 years, I guess now, and continue to serve our public.
Time flies when you're having fun, right?
It does. It has gone fast, but it's been a great 3.5 years.
Awesome. Well, we already kind of touched on it a little bit, but again, as far as what LTU does, I mean, there are you mentioned the 11 divisions. There are just so many hats that you guys have to wear in that department. What would you say, I guess, maybe is kind of the biggest one?
Ooh, I don't know that we have a biggest one because we have our Water 2.0, securing our second source of water. The public transit, that is what makes or breaks people's lives to get to health services, to get to school or work. But then I would say our transportation is probably the one thing that's the most visible because our transportation network plays such a fundamental role in shaping our daily lives, the city's economy, and the society in general. We all drive on it every day, whether you're driving, taking a bus, riding a bike. And things like a street improvement project can completely impact your entire routine. Maybe you have to take a different route to school to drop your kids off, or maybe you have to change how early or how late you leave because of the traffic shift of that project. So it's a service that we provide that is key to keeping people safe on the roads, and it's a responsibility we don't take lightly.
Yeah, I suppose again, people probably think LTU. That's probably the number one thing is kind of the road projects, road constructions, and things like that. But there's a whole transportation division. Can you kind of go deeper into the division itself?
There's actually 5 teams that make up our transportation division. And briefly, I won't go into too many details, but really the base of it, the foundation, starts with our asset management and performance team. They're the team that gathers and analyzes data like street pavement conditions. They go out, they get all of that data, they find out how old our traffic signals are, and we use that data to guide decisions on how best to allocate our resources and how to prioritize projects. So once we have that, we then shift over to our project delivery team. And that's the team that really works on our capital improvement projects and ensures that they're delivered um, efficiently and responsibly to our community. They oversee design, construction, materials testing, for for every project that we do: roadways, bridges, signals, storm drainage, even water and wastewater projects. Then we have our traffic engineering team, and they are there to ensure safe and efficient movement of all modes of traffic. We typically think of our vehicle traffic and green lights and hitting all the red lights, but they also manage our active transportation, our bikes and our scooters. And so just making sure that everyone is moving throughout the system safely. And then we have our maintenance and operations. They're the ones who actually maintain the streets after they're built. They do the street sweeping. They're the snow fighters out clearing the snow and ice. They also do storm sewer maintenance and then our standard pavement repair and other maintenance functions on our streets and sidewalks. And then finally, we've got our right of way services. They coordinate all of the private construction permitting process. So they look at the plan reviews that the private contractors give. They do inspections and permit services just to ensure that the new development meets code and standards for our design and construction.
Again, that's that's a lot going in there. I would like to say I'd like to give a shout out and a kudos to whoever's in charge of the scooters, because I can't throw a rock now downtown without hitting one of those scooters. I haven't actually been on one yet, but they look like fun.
I'm not sure if they look like fun or just an easy way to break a hip. So I've kind of stayed away from them for now, but people love them.
Oh yeah, they and sometimes you drive around town and you see they've ended up in one of the most random places. It's like you were so far away from kind of where you should be in the downtown area. We have them end up over here on the corner right by the station at 40th and Vine.
Okay.
More times than I could tell you. So those look like a lot of fun, like you said. So Liz, it's the end of September here. It may not feel like it over the next couple days, but the weather will be cooling down. And I would imagine, again, that means you guys are kind of transitioning out of road construction season in the summer and kind of gearing up for the winter and everything that comes along with that. Can you kind of take us through that transition?
Absolutely. I love fall not only for the beautiful non 90-degree weather days, but it's also the time that we can look back and see how much we've accomplished over the summer. In in the construction season for 2023, we invested nearly $47 million into our streets, which led to improvements in over 46 lane miles. And that's our arterial and residential neighborhoods. A couple of the big projects people probably have seen around town is one of our Lincoln on the Move projects at 84th Street from Sandalwood. And then we've also did another Lincoln on the Move project on 48th Street from Old Cheney to Nebraska Parkway. And when you see some of these pictures that you're showing, It's kind of like artwork after they're all done. They're just beautiful to look at, but also beautiful to drive on. And we do also have a number of improved street projects in the Indian Village neighborhood here in central Lincoln, as well as other streets in North Lincoln, like 61st, 62nd, 63rd Streets, Baldwin, Huntington, and so many more.
And I say
Um,
this is a before
it
at
is.
Indian Village, and then this is the after, and
See,
that
it's
looks
art.
pretty. It is.
It
And
is.
again, this is another before. This is Pershing 17th to Woodshire, and the after. And I can just tell you, looking at that picture, I can feel that smooth road, and it makes me very happy.
It is. And just even if you're just walking in the neighborhood, it definitely transforms the neighborhood with a beautiful street like this. So, much needed improvements. It's been an exciting summer with so many projects underway. And we can't, I could talk to you all day about all of the projects that we've done, but instead of wasting your time, I would just encourage everyone to check out our LTU Projects page. And it's on our website. They could go to the city's website and in the search bar, and it'll take you to the page there on the left, that blue box that says projects. If you click
Projects
on that,
right
it's the
here.
blue one right in the middle. Yep, right there. And if you scroll down to the middle of the page,
Oh wow.
so you can see all of the different projects that we have, and you can narrow it down. You can see those that are currently under construction, that's that orange, or you can see those that are complete and green. If you wanted to see what's planned in 2024, you can check on 2024 in that top left box.
Ooh.
And then that will also add, those are all of the projects that are planned for next season.
Oh wow. This is neat.
It is. And if you go to each, just like you're hovering, if you hover over one of those shortly, click on it once, oh, just that there, and it'll give you a little bit of information, but then there's the project webpage where you can dive even deeper and get some
Ooh.
additional information on that project.
This is good because I always, as I drive around town, like everyone probably does, and you run into road construction, like, man, I wonder how much longer this is going to take. This page right
Yes,
here.
it is. And the other one is, hey, when are you going to do this street? You
Mm-hmm.
can go and look here and see if it's planned in the next couple of years,
Okay.
and go to that as well.
Because you go all the way out to 2028 on here.
We do try to include our entire 6-year CIP. As we get clear out to 2028, we'll be adding more. It's not everything that's planned, but we want to, once we know we have a project planned, we want to get that out to the public so they know what's going to impact their lives, their neighborhoods, and all of the work that we are working on.
And so this is 2028 checked on, and you guys already have a project there on A Street from 40th to 56th, and another one on Randolph from Capitol Parkway to
Right.
40th.
Right. So those are projects that they better be done by then.
Yeah, that's really putting the pressure on you guys then.
Right.
Okay, that's a super cool website and super cool resource that I definitely think everyone needs to know about. So again, that's just on the city's webpage. You go to the LTU department, and then kind of you scroll down a little bit and click on projects. I'm sure that's another page that we'll revisit again when we have future segments down the road. But now, Liz, it's time for a round of LTU's fun facts. Can you give me a couple interesting things that about the department that probably the average Joe doesn't know?
Well, since we're focused on transportation, I'll kind of focus on that area. Most people don't realize how many miles of streets we have here in town. We have more than 2,600 lane miles of streets that are built and in use today. That's enough to drive from here to Times Square and back. And those streets have to be maintained year round. That's the streets we have to keep the snow off of. So there's a lot to our transportation network there. But the other part is we always think about streets, but we don't think about what else comes along with transportation. We have over 400 traffic signal devices here in town. And due to the green light Lincoln, the work that we've done there, it's really increased in our traffic flow. And we've saved more than $24 million in fuel costs for drivers by preventing more than 68 million additional vehicle stops since 2016. So we're really trying to make our lights more efficient, so you're not sitting there idling at red stops. And then the other thing, I know it's September, we've got 90 degrees coming up here in the next 2 days, but we are thinking snow. Not because I want to see it in your forecast, but it's something that we have to think about all year round. So we're restocking our salt, we're starting to make brine, and we're making sure all of our plows are in tip-top shape. So when that first snowflake does fall, we're ready.
Today actually is the date of the earliest first measurable snow in Lincoln.
That just makes me cringe a little.
It does a little bit. It does. It was way back when in the mid-'80s. I think it was in the mid-'80s. That's a record I hope that we never really get close to. Our average last 90-degree day was supposed to have been a week or 10 days ago, but we're obviously not gonna be having that end here for at least a couple more days. Liz,
like to keep everybody on their toes.
It really
Never
does.
know what's coming.
It really does. The last thing I want to mention is I believe it was LTU that was. Do you guys do streetlights as well?
Yep, that's us.
My youngest son wanted me to tell you he really liked the purple streetlights. And he's kind of sad that they're gone now. But I believe that switch has basically all been taken care of, correct?
It has. We may see a few occasionally here and there, but as those pop up, we'll get out there and get those changed out. But the majority, and those should all be gone. We wanted to make sure we got what we paid for, even though the purple was kind of cool. We want to make sure our money is being invested correctly.
And not to put you on the spot, what was your guys' reaction, I guess, when all of a sudden all these brand new LED streetlights you put in, and all of a sudden they all turn purple?
It's something that you don't expect, but LTU, because we're always dealing with different emergencies, it was kind of just another day at the office, and we'll get it fixed. It's just going to take a little bit of time to get through them all.
Awesome. All right, Liz, thank you so much for jumping on and joining us today. Is there anything else before we let you go that you just wanted to say or mention before we end the segment?
No, I appreciate the opportunity. I love talking about the great work we do. So thank you for inviting me on the show.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Again, that was Liz Elliot, the director of LTU, again, joining us for our streaming segment. Again, new segment that we're going to, try and do once a month, the last Thursday of the month. Next time, we're probably going to get more into winter operations and snow fighting and brine and everything like that that Liz did mention. So that will be coming up, again, towards the end of October. So in the meantime, thanks, everyone, for tuning in and for joining. Again, as always, please keep it tuned to 1011, both on air and online for all of the latest news, weather, and sports. And until next time,